Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to say thank you to you guys for showing up today to help us get a better handle on this issue on online scams, crypto fraud, and digital extortation. I actually had a constituent reach out to me probably about 6 months ago who had saw an ad on Fox News, and it was for farming equipment, tractors, et cetera, used equipment. He actually ended up making the purchase and never received the product. So he reached out to me. We were able to get in touch with the federal agencies who looked into it. Thankfully, the bank worked with this gentleman and helped him get his money back. But then he continued to text me, letting me know that he was still seeing this ad run on Fox News. So a lot of our constituents see something on Fox News or CNN or whatever channel they're watching, and they see that having some integrity to it. We really haven't covered, that I've heard in this hearing, what would you guys advise average Joe American to do? What, operating procedures would you have them look at in avoiding even getting involved in any of these scams? I'm going to start with you, Ms. Kaiser.
So when I was at the FBI, one of the teams that I had responsibility for was the Internet Crime Complaint Center, so the group that does the report we talked about today. The question I got a lot is, why do you put out these stats? What do you hope to get out of this? And my number one answer was so that people don't feel alone, right? That individuals understand that this happens to a large swath of American citizens, and that if they believe they have been scammed, if they believe they've been attacked, they should report it to local law enforcement, to the FBI, to the Internet Crime Complaint Center. They should contact their bank right away, because oftentimes, and I'll defer to my colleague on some of these money flows, but oftentimes some of that money can be recouped if it's done quickly.
But before we even get to that point, Ms. Kaiser, where they're attacked, how do they avoid getting attacked in the first place? How do they notice or have their spidey senses go off that, hey, this doesn't exactly feel right? Does anyone want to help the average Joe American with that one?
So it's incredibly difficult, but what I would note is that if you feel under urgent pressure, it's probably a scam. Take a beat, take a step, call someone in your family, contact and identify ways in which you can verify that company. But it's really when you're put under pressure, oftentimes that's the biggest indicator that something's wrong.
Go ahead, Mr. Redford.
I would just add, and I think that was quite frankly beautifully said. I think what we need is a massive public service campaign at a federal level across all these different jurisdictions. A just say no, if you will, for scams and fraud. We need people to understand that, to take a beat, as Ms. Kaiser said. At TRM, we run the largest reporting database for fraud and scams in the crypto ecosystem. It's called chainabuse.com. You can go on your phone and look at it right now. It's just open source. It provides victims an opportunity to report so other people are not ultimately scammed down the road. So I think it's a combination of things. You're right that we talk a lot about offense and how to go after these transnational groups, but really defense is a key part of this, and I think public service and awareness is absolutely critical here.
Of all the ways that these scammers can target Americans, whether it's text message, social media, phone calls, emails, of all of those, are you seeing these individuals target, specifically or more predominantly through a certain means?
It's through a whole host of different types of ways. Just to put a point on, I think one more thing Ms. Kaiser said is that the FBI has been terrific in this area. It's not only through IC3, but they run a program called Level Up, where they're literally doing hand-to-hand combat. They're going to reach out to victims directly, show up at your door, and say, hey, don't go ahead and send those funds. Obviously, it's very hard for this to scale, but you marry technology with that type of initiative, and there's a lot of good work being done out there.
Absolutely. My office 2 weeks ago had FBI out at events in Payson, Arizona, and Overguard to help residents identify and look at some of the ways that they could possibly be scammed or defrauded. So I want to say thank you to the FBI for doing that. Mr. Burku or Ms. Stifel, with my remaining time, do you guys have any suggestions for Americans on how to avoid even getting entangled in any of these fraudulent schemes?
Yeah, I'd agree with my colleagues, especially to take a beat, but I think one is recognize that any of us could be a victim. I mean, I work on these issues, and I was under the spell for a few seconds when I got a message that my account was accessed from Russia. So it can happen to any of us, so I think that's why the take a beat is really important. But take advantage of the tools that are out there. There's blocking, labeling, there's other things on the phone side. Use those.
Thank you.